This is a great song. Tom Petty, Wildflowers. Bow. Hey everybody, know that? Welcome back everybody. Shane here from Guitar at Work. Welcome back. This is Tom Petty, Wildflowers, and a beautiful song, And the cool thing is, we've got just a couple, maybe a few shapes here, and you'll be able to reuse these in many songs. But I want to thank you for coming back. Again, Shane here from Guitar at Work. Welcome back. I appreciate all your comments and suggestions, of subscribing, all that happy YouTube stuff. We're having a great time doing this, and so fun to hear from a lot of you as well. I want to tell you, grab a capo, put it on the 5th fret. The capo is on the 5th fret in this guy. And I've got, as always, I've got some song sheets for you here. If you go to patreon.com/guitaratwork, a couple of it, the actual song sheet, and then some detailed stuff as usual on there. So grab those, you'll be able to follow along. And I'll tell you, Patreon does not have to be a lifelong commitment. Just go there. There's I forgot how many songs are up there, but there's a ton of them, and we do a lot of play-alongs together with that. So join us there for sure. So format-wise, let's go through the song and do a slow play-along first, and then toward the end, let's do a full speed play along all the way through the song. And at the very end, I'll throw in some lead stuff because I've been getting some good emails and good feedback about that. You've been enjoying that at the very end. So for those of you who want to stick around for the very end, we'll learn to play the melody as well, which is something we haven't done a lot of. So we've done some scale stuff, but we'll also learn to play the melody at the very end if you want to stick it through. But if you're just here to grab the chords and sing along, that's great too. So glad to have you. As always, we'll be using the fabulous BeatBuddy and the fabulous Aeros Gold Edition Looper. Absolutely fantastic. Let's put those to work. The BeatBuddy's going to hold us all together. Fabulous little drum machine, and the Aeros Looper is spectacular. We'll see that toward the end for sure. Shape-wise, this Capo 5, I'll remind you, we have a pick in hand. Don't get scared. This is easier than an F. I know a lot of us do not like F. We're not having any luck with it from what you've been telling me, some of you. But this is the F. You don't have to bar it. You just stand it up. It kind of looks like a C, but one set of strings thinner for these two guys. And I'm going to put my pinky on the 3rd fret of that high E. This is F add 9. You're seeing that on your sheet there. F add 9. So there you go, 3rd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, 1st fret of the B, and then your pinky, this is the add 9 portion here. Pinky's going to 3rd fret of that high E. Beautiful chord, and that's going to go to, just going to move my ring finger and middle finger to move them over 1 string thicker. That's what we're calling C5. It's kind of internet speak for that chord, but it's just to distinguish it from your regular C. So far we've got pinky stays, here's your F add 9, here's your C, C5, I'm calling it. Now, if you've never played your G this way, you're going to have to get used to it. This is middle and ring, go over 1 string thicker again. There we go. Your first finger's off now. Now that I'll call the big kid's G. If you're used to, as many of us are, if you're used to this G like that, or this G like this, it may take a bit of doing, sure, but you really need it. We're not trying to replace your other G. You're going to need both shapes in your guitar playing career because of songs like this. Basically, boom, boom, boom. Look how easy that is. Everything's just moving on over. So F add 9, C5. Here's a G with pinky on. I'll call it big kid's G, and then we're going back to C. Yeah. So don't worry if you have to spend some time on that G, okay? You know, in the ring finger, you may object, you may not want to separate from your pinky, it's that far, but realize that your pinky is staying put that entire time. That's called a common tone. That pinky is common to all 3 shapes there. Yeah, F, C, G, C. F add 9, C5, big kid's G, and you're back to your C5. On your chart, you're seeing in the intro, it says F add 9, C5, all the way through. It's these chords all the way through, and I just stopped writing F add 9, C5. I just wrote it as F and C and G, assuming that you'd know it's more of a riff. So just keep playing it the same way, even though if you're just seeing F in there on the paper. F, add 9, C5, here's your G with the pinky on, and here's your C. Yeah, now before we get to the fancy noodles, all those cool things, let's get the strum padding down. It's down on the right-hand side of your sheet. You're seeing down, down, up, down, up, down. I'll do it again slowly. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, you don't have to cut it at the end like I did there, but I'm going to go down, down, up, down, up, down. Now do a C, 5. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Here's your G. Down, down, up, down, up, down. And here's your C. Down, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. It's okay to put an upstroke at the very end too if you want. I'm going to count that. I'll go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. could put another upstroke in there, and sometimes you will hear that on the recording, but just as a bare bones strum, this one will get you going for sure. Here it is, let's play it together. I won't pause in between, I'll count it out. 3, 4, F, 2, 3, C coming, go. G, and back to C. F coming, F add 9, there's a C, here's a G, and back to C. We'll get to the fancy parts in just a sec. One more time through, play along, F, add 9, here's your C, G, and here's a C. There we go. Good. So, hey, you should be able to get through that. And I wanted to do that first because as we get to these noodles, hammer-ons and a couple of pull-offs in there, let me think of it this way. While you're working on the hammers and getting everything nice and clean, you can still play, I'll call it the campfire version of the song, without them while you're pecking away at them. So often people will try to go, and they're not hearing, they can't get that hammer, it's not clean, and they give up on the song. No, the song is really those 3 or 4 chords, and these are just the little embellishments. Yes, they do bring the song to life, but you can play a version, so you have to decide where you are and what's best for you, okay? So watch out for that. Here are the noodles. I'm gonna go F add 9, F add 9, and I'm gonna start it with my middle finger off. Your second finger comes off of there. I'll do the initial downstroke and hammer him on. So it's gonna be a quicker hammer than that, but just try to get the hang of that. Again. Now, if you're not hearing yours, you do have to be pretty sure-footed. You're gonna have to really slam them on there. And also what happens, and it drives you a little bit crazy at first, is your ring finger might be moving sympathetically, choking that string out. So notice I've got my thumb nice and low. If my thumb was up high like that, I wouldn't hear that note because thumb over like that brings your hand down, and that's what causes a lot of the buzzes. So I'd encourage you to get that wrist, get that thumb down. My thumb is right behind my second finger on the neck, so they're standing up nice and tall, taking advantage of the fingertips, and they're not getting squashed in there. You can hear them now. But don't be surprised if you have to work on that a little bit. Now we're going to roll strum, down, up, down, up, down. So that hammer happens on the initial downstroke. Here it is again. Hammer, down, up, down, up, down. Let's do it again. Hammer, down, up, down, up, down. I'm going to go to the C, same thing. Middle finger off, and hammer on the D string now. Hammer, down, up, down, up, down. Let me do that C again. Hammer, down, up, down, up, down. So we have this so far. F add 9, middle finger off, hammer, hammer, down, up, down, up, down. C, moving them over, middle finger off, hammer, down, up, down, up, down. So far so good. Hopefully stop tape whenever you need, right? Now the G, I'm going to go to that big kid's G. It's not a hammer on this one, it's a pull off. So I'm going to go G, down. It's in a different spot to down, down, up, down. It's on this upstroke. I'm going to put my first finger right there on the first fret of the B string. That's really a G sus4, if that helps you. I put him on the upstroke and I pull him off like that. So again, down, down, up, down, on, off. Notice I still make the motion of the downstroke at the very end. I didn't hit the guitar, but it keeps your right hand in the proper place. So if you stop dead, I'm ready for a downstroke, right? And you want to continue that downstroke even though you're not playing it. So you get, from the G, and it keeps your right hand in the proper up-down sequence. So if you're wondering what's going on there. And then it goes back to the C from there. Yeah, some confusion maybe as to where that pull-off occurs on the G. I'm back to G. 3, and so on the end of 3, you see your numbers written underneath your upstroke. Down, down, up, down, on, off. Great. And then you're back to C with the hammer. So very slowly, here's the 4-chord sequence. Here comes your F add 9, 3, 4, hammer. C, G coming with a pull-up, C, F add 9, C hammer, G, pull up, one more, F, C, there's a G, pull off. Good. you'll have varying degrees of success with that hammer for a little while, but keep pecking away at it. If you've got big stogies for fingers, it might be tricky to get to. Remember, keep that thumb nice and low, right? There's no shame in getting the odd dead spot. I had some in there myself. So the only other thing in the song, guys, is the instrumental section. You're going to see about halfway through an F, E minor, A minor, D, and bracketed together. It says punches. It's one shot a piece. So I'm going to go to a regular F, E minor, A minor. Now it says D/F sharp. Just play a regular D, regular garden variety D, and if you can, only if you can, get the thumb over on the second fret. Okay, it's just a juicy little tidbit there, and then you're back to the G. Yeah, the thumb over, don't throw your back out. Sometimes that can be difficult for people. It is something you'll use on occasion, so it's worth trying, but it's not a showstopper. Just a regular D will do the trick. Let me play those punches again. F, E minor, A minor, D over F sharp, if you can do it, and then G, we're back to strumming. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1. So that's because the G's are not bracketed. So the punches are bracketed. Here they are again. 3, 4, F, E minor, A minor, D, G strum. Next line, F, regular strum, not bracketed, A minor, and here's a G. Now it says, you're saying repeat and hold the G the second time. So I'm going right back up to the punches here. 3, 4, F, E minor, A minor, D over F sharp, G, strumming, F, strumming, A minor, I'm using a regular F there, G coming, and hold that G for 4. Here we go. That is the song. Those punches will repeat at the very end, and you'll use that as an outro as well. So you've got your main riff. Just to repeat before we do the slow play along, here's like we've got the main riff, C, G, C. That's going to happen a million times. Sometimes he'll hang on the G a couple times, so watch out for that. He's going to hang on the G at the end of some lines. Just a matter of sitting on that G. So follow me when we do the play along. And then you've got your instrumental section, and that is it, okay? So the song comes in at 174 beats per minute. On the BeatBuddy, 174 beats per minute, and I'm using the Brushes 3 pattern. People are asking always, what pattern are you using? Comes with BeatBuddy. I'm using the Brushes 3 pattern, and it's pretty darn good, I'll tell you. So it's at 174 beats per minute. I'm going to bring it down for the slow play along. Bring it down to 154. We usually take about 20 points off, so that's just a matter of dialing that down to 154. And I'll play it to the end of the instrumental section for the slow version, and you should be able to do that before we move on to the full speed version. So if we just play it together and do what you can, okay? Remember, if you get lost, wait on the F-add9 for the next go around. So there's much to be gained by learning recovery skills in real time. Bad things happen to good people when you're trying to play at the same time, right? So you get used to filling in the little holes, or if something goes wrong, you don't have to start over again. You can just jump in somewhere, right? You want to develop that instinct for sure. I'll show them out as best I can. I'm just going to say F's and C's instead of F-add9s and C. I'm going to say that because by the time I say F-add9, it's time to get to the chord. Next chord. So let me get the BeatBuddy going. 1, 2. No. Okay, ready? Your intro is the main riff twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Go. F, you belong. G, among the sea of flowers. F, you belong. G, in a boat out at sea. F, C, G, kill off. C, the hours. F, C, you belong. G, somewhere. C, you feel free. That was the chorus, by the way. 2, 4 C's. Here's the verse. F, C, run away. G, find you. C, a lover. F, C, go away. G is twice. Bright and new. F, C, I have seen. G, C, other. F, C, who compares? G, C, here's the chorus. F, you belong. G, among flowers. F, C, you belong. G, in a boat, out at sea. That's a double G. F, C, you belong with your love. C, and you're on. F, C, you belong. G, some E, C. 4 C's. 2. There's 3. And punches coming up. Go. F, E minor, A minor, D, G. 1. F, go. A minor, G. Twice. We're going to repeat the punches now. F, E minor, A minor, D, G. Twice. F coming. A minor, double G. Now it's long on the G. 2s, 4 of them. Stay there. There we go. Okay, so that is this. Let's call that our slow play along. And you should be. I know it still feels pretty sprightly. It feels pretty quick. You should be able to do that before we move on to the full speed version, which we'll do right now. But do yourself a favor and get it that far. And you may have to slow it down even further if those chords are new to you, or especially if that new G is giving you trouble. You may have to slow it down even further than that. But fasten your seatbelts. Let's go to 174 here. I'm going to go to 174 beats per minute. There we go. It's just a matter of dialing that up in the old BeatBuddy. And the Singular Sound has been wonderful to work with, and I've been affiliated with them for almost a year and a half now, and just loving this stuff. And I'd encourage you to grab a BeatBuddy. It's just so much more fun than a metronome. It feels like you're really playing, and gets you used to these kind of real-time environments. So grab a BeatBuddy. They're fantastic. Here comes a full speed play along. I'll just get it going. What happens here now? Ready for it? Now the song starts with the intro, and then it goes right into a chorus. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Another one. This is the intro. First the chorus. C, you belong. G, among flowers. C, you belong. G, in a boat, out at sea. Good. F, C, G, keel off. C, hours. C, you belong. G, somewhere. You feel free. 4 C's. First verse now. F, run away. C, run away. G, find you a lover. F, C, go away. G, somewhere all bright and new. Double G there. F, C, I have seen. G, no other. F, C, who compares? G, C with you. Next chorus. F, C, you belong. G, among the wildflowers. F, C, you belong. Double G in a book, out at sea. F, C, you belong. G, with you in love. C, and you're on. F, you belong. Somewhere. G, you feel C. 4 C's. 2. Now punch is coming. 1, 2, 3. F, E minor, A minor, G. Back to strum. F, A minor, double G. That's all gonna repeat. Repeat the punches. Go. F, E minor, A minor, D, G, double G. F, A minor, G, 1. 4 G's. There's 3. Next verse. F, run away. G, go find a lover. F, C, run away. G, let your heart be your guide. F, C, you deserve. G, deepest. C, a cover. F, C, you belong. G, in that home, by and by. F, C, you belong. G, among the wildflowers. F, good. C, you belong. G, somewhere close to me. F, C, far away. G, and where is F? Good. C, you belong. G, somewhere. C, F, you belong. G, somewhere. C, you feel 4 C's. There's 3 punches coming in the end. F, go. F, E minor, A minor, D, G. F, A minor, double G, repeat the punches, go. F, E minor, A minor, D, G. Come to the end here. F, A minor, and stop on this G. Whoa. Stop right clean on that last G. Hey, I hope you held on there. I know that's fast, that's going, and sometimes by the time I call out the chords, we're on the next one. So I hope you did well with that. I'm always trying to call them out a little bit in advance, and hopefully you'll get used to that. So you should just keep on pecking away at that. Keep going, keep going. Real-time playing is so, so important. Hey, let's talk about, for those of you who want to stick around for a bit of lead stuff, let's talk about how you might play some scale stuff on top of that and actually play the melody. Let's play a little bit of the melody. We're always talking about scales, but scales themselves are usually where melodies are drawn from. So playing the scale itself might not be inherently musical, but within that is, you know, an unlimited amount of melodies. And let's see how that might work here. You're seeing on your detail sheet the F pentatonic major scale. Now I've written it out in tablature, the number system. I've written it out as if you do not have a capo on. That's important, okay? Because a lot of times you write out music with the capo on and you treat the capo as 0. Don't let that be confusing. This is as if we do not have a capo on. So you're seeing 13 way up here. And numbers that are circled underneath, those are left-hand finger numbers. So I've got 13 with my pinky way up here on the 13th fret and on the low E string. If you find your pinky hard to get way over there, make sure your thumb is nice and low. That'll extend that pinky. 13, 10, then back to 13. That's just a little bit of a, gets out of the gate. A little bit of a 13, 10, 13. Now on the next string, I'm going to go 10, 12. Next string is the same, 10, 12. A lot of us know this, it feels familiar. 10, 12 on the G, 10, 13 on the B, and 10, 13 on the high E. A lot of you know that. Maybe it started a little differently, but I'm going to go backwards too. I'm going to go 13, 10, 13, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 13, 10, 13. That's literally just backwards. So that's the F pentatonic major scale. A lot of you may know it as D pentatonic minor. There's a relationship there that at some point we should talk about, but for now, just do it as is. From that, the first thing you want to be able to do is you want to be able to just play that, memorize it. Very, very important. And then from that, I'll grab this melody. You see underneath, the phrase number 1 is this. Okay, that's phrase number 1. 10, 13, twice, and then 10, 12, 12, 10, and then 10 on the B, ending on 13 of the B. So that sounds this way. As to how to phrase it, you have to know how the song goes, right? Or listen to what I'm doing there. There's no rhythmic values written in there. That would require us to, and we should do it at some point, learn to read rhythms. Hey, I'm going to put the main riff into the Aeros Looper. This is the Aeros Looper, the gold edition. They've made the button silent. It's fantastic. So if you're around microphones and cameras, which I am, you don't hear the click at all. It's just amazing. They feel great. The Aeros Gold Edition Looper by Singular Sound. It talks to the BeatBuddy. They connect via MIDI, just a cable, pop, and they synchronize that way. It's just fantastic, guys. Singular Sound, if you go to their website, you'll see it there. And hey, if you use a promo code GAW10, the links are in the description below. And if you use a promo code GAW10, you get 10% off. It helps to support this channel. I really appreciate it. And it's fun to hear from those of you that are picking them up and buying them, and the BeatBuddy, one of them or both of them. And it's fun. I'm happy to answer your questions, whatever the case may be. But it's been fun to communicate, share ideas. So this is the Aeros Looper. Now I'll put the main riff in there, and then we'll talk about how to get that melody over top. Yeah. Look, Ma, no hands. Here's that first melody. 2, 3, 4, 1. Again. Now, second one. First. Yeah, let's rehearse it a little bit. So the first phrase goes this way. Seeing that in tab there, 10, 13, 13, 10, 12, 12, 10, 10, 13. Okay, and the second phrase, music is very much question and answer. This sounds like the answer. The second phrase. Notice it sort of comes to a close there. It's a sort of a closed bracket there. So that's pretty common in call and response type phrasing in melodies. That's why they're catchy and somehow predictable sometimes. So you see it. So yeah, it's hard to do that in real time. So if you stop tape there and try to memorize it, it's hard to stare at a page and look at your hands and what string are you picking, all that good stuff. I like to rest my right hand right there when I'm playing single notes. It helps me miss less strings, and you may find the same. It just gives you a bit more accurate. Yeah, so I'll put the loop on and just play with me over top. Do what you can, okay? If you miss something, wait for the next round. So here we go. I'll let it go around. There we go. Go. One. Phrase number 2. Repeat. Go. One more. There we go. That's just something to break things up. You know, we're all playing chords and all that, and that's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a ton of fun. But once in a while, it's nice to be working on something like that, not at the expense of all your other good stuff, but it kind of pushes you a little bit. Get that scale going, get some individual notes going, and have a bit of fun with it. So that is Tom Petty's Wildflowers. Thanks guys for subscribing. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps me an awful lot when you do that. I appreciate it. You've been very kind in that regard. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know. And head to patreon.com/guitarwork. Grab those sheets. And again, big thank you to Singular Sound for the Aeros Gold Looper. It's fantastic. I highly suggest you grab one of those. Promo code GAW10 helps to support the channel. Much appreciated. The BeatBuddy is fantastic. There's several versions of them out there available, and they are fantastic. They're way more fun than a metronome. So I'll take it out with the melody and jump in if you know it. Right now.